fair Hippolyta. But our nuptial hour grows on apace. 4 happy days brings on a new moon. Oh, methinks how slow this old moon waits. She lingers my desires like to a step-dame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I shall wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling, ah!
Happy Demetrius, our renowned Duke!
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with
Oh,
thee?
full of vexation come I, and with complaints against my child, my daughter, Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my permission to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given my daughter bribes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung, with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, with rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment and unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And so, my noble lord, be it so, she will not, here, before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius. I claim the ancient privilege of peace day. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our laws immediately provided in that case.
Well, what say you, Hermia? Be advised. To you your father must be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are. It is a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
Kind himself he is, but in his kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, or how it may concern my modesty in such a presence as this to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die, or to abjure, whatever the society of men. Therefore, better me a question your desires, know of your youth. Examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's voice, you can endure the livery of a nun. Aye, to be in shady cloister mewed, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon.
So will I grow. So live, so die, my lord. Ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing date betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Ishtab's altar to protest for thy austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Armia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Ermia's. Do you marry him?
Lysander. True. He hath my love. And what is mine, my love will render him. And she is mine. And all my right in her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of Demetrius and Armia. Why should I then not prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nedar's daughter Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry, Santa Maria, upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess, I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereon, and being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But come, Demetrius, and Aegeus, come along. You shall both go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. Come, my Hippolyta. What? Cheer, my love. Demetrius and Aegeus, go along.
With duty and desire we follow thee.
Oh.
Oh, no, amor. Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there to fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ah, you mean, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but there was difference in blood.
Oh, cross! Too high to be enthralled too low.
Or else it was misgraft in respect of years.
Oh, spite! Too old to be engaged too young.
Or it stood upon the choice of others.
Oh, hell! To choose love by another's eyes.
Or, even if there were sympathy and choice, war, death, or sickness to lay siege to it, making it as momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the colleague night, that in his spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man, and ere a man hath the power to say, behold, the dogs of darkness do devour it up. So quick, bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience. For